Hello and welcome. For my paper, I'll be talking about syphilis, HIV, and AIDS when it comes to race. And more importantly, how it affects black people more often than other races in the United States. With syphilis, we don't know the exact origin. It could be from the New World or Old World, but we see its emergence in the French invasion of Italy. The soldiers in Italy were becoming disfigured. The disease is not how we know it today. It was much worse. And we already see from the origins of syphilis that people were blaming each other. So, like, the French called it the Italian disease, the Italian called it the French disease. And we're already beginning to see a little bit of racism with how the disease started. So, fast forward into the 1900s, 1930s, 40s. There was a Tuskegee syphilis study, which was a study done on black men who had syphilis, and they were treated very badly. They weren't told that they didn't get the right medical treatment. They were basically not given enough information, education to know that they could be treatable, like there was a treatment out there. And later, modern time, like 2004, there was a Tuskegee syphilis legacy research, which asked today, how many people know about this study? And, like, how much information do you know? And it was found that middle-aged men were aware of it because they lived through that time, middle-aged people. But black men, in particular, knew more about the study, and that's might be a reason why we see such hesitation when it comes to black men in medical research, hospitals, and bias in healthcare, because white people don't know about the study as much as black men do. And then when it comes to HIV, we see that it affects more black people than any other race. Same as Hispanics, but I'll focus on black people in this paper. And we see a lot of reasons for that. Black women are 19 times more likely to have HIV and AIDS, and they pass that on to their children, this prenatal infection, and the mother will pass it to their children, and those children will grow up, and a lot of the times this isn't found in the pregnancy, because in our healthcare industry there's bias, and they might miss a prognosis, a diagnosis. And lastly, another transmission that's a big influence is IV drug use, so like needles through drugs. And in a white neighborhood or a rich neighborhood, they might have access to sterile needles, to public services such as like rehab. And then there's not enough education in black communities and poor communities, so they're reusing needles, they're sharing them, and there's just not enough resources in those communities. And I'll encompass all that in my paper. Thank you very much.